sound is fine? Not yet.
Not yet.
Are you there?
Not yet. Almost. Yes, good.
Sound is fine.
Yep.
What about the picture?
That's good.
Okay. Good evening, good evening, viewers, wherever you are. We are sorry we are a bit late, but we have managed to come on the board. Mutusonyiwe tutuuse mu leeti mukko naye tusobodde okubeera weetuli tutuuse. Omukama mulungi obudde bwonna wonna wooli, omukama mulungi embeera ze weewaawo. Nga sinabeerako kyenkola nsookera obbasaba okuyisaawo kino nti mbasaba muyite bannammwe kyekisooka, kubanga lwakimanyi tulina groups nnyingi mwetuli. Tulina groups nnyingi mwetuli. Try as much as possible you call your members from other groups who can join us so that we are together. Ekyokubiri, mutusonyiwe tutandise mu leeti mukko almost 40 minutes instead of 20. Tusudde eddakiika 2 malamba. Mutusonyiwe mutusonyiire ddala. Naye weetuli kati tutuuse. Mbasaba wonna wooli oyiteyo munno, koowolayo omu, koowolayo babiri, koowolayo family member, mujje mutweyungeko mu ngeri ey'enjawulo. Yes, omukama atusobozese okubeera ekitulina okubeera. So mwenna we muli mbasaba mutweyungeko mu ngeri emu n'eyokubiri. Mubadde ate muzeeyo ku bana badduse bagenze. Okay. Mpola mpola mujja kukola ki? Mujja kukomawo. Ekyokubiri kyali kiki? Yandi ne points 2. Okay, eyokubiri nabangifunye nja gibagamba. Naye omukama yeegulumiza gye tuli ate asobozese okutuuka ku kigendererwa kyaffe. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Hail Mary, full of the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed the fruit of your womb, Jesus. Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at our death. Amen. Yeah. The second thing I wanted to inform you, I think starting the next week, we are going to start with the Divine Mercy. So I'm going to ask my sisters who I'm staying with and the people are going to be here, they will come. And we start with Divine Mercy. We're going to start with the Divine Mercy. So they will arrange. And wherever you are, if you don't have a rosary, try to buy a rosary. After Divine Mercy, maybe you can start with a rosary. We shall see. But tujja kuba tutandika ne rosary oba n'ensala y'obusaasizi okutandika wiiki ejja, era nja kusaba mikwano be tubeera nabo bakitegeke bulungi. Gwonna w'oli beera ng'olina sapule, tolina funa sapule. Yesterday we started off family healing, and I wanted to remind you what we started with yesterday. Twatandise ne family healing okubajulizaako kye twatandise nakyo twalabye ejjo oluusi ebintu biri mu famire zaffe. Twayogedde ku bulwadde, we shared about sicknesses, different sicknesses, how sickness can come into our families, obulwadde buyinja butya mu famire zaffe, ate oba oli awo ne tutamanya nti obulwadde tubukoze eki, tubufunye. Some of us, we have so many different issues whereby sometimes we don't know where the things came from. You find yourself in a family, there are things you yourself you can't explain. People of Sudan, please thank you for joining us, and again call other members from Sudan to join us. Then you can see that yesterday we talked about those things which are happening in our families that really we don't know what to do, where they came from. And yesterday's theme was God will restore what the enemy stole. We are still journeying with the same thing about our families. We have not yet completed anything. We are still journeying, and today we are going to add on the same topic, but we are going to give another part, adding on what it was there, what is there in our families. If you bring what is healing the family? That's the what? That was the question. What is the healing of the family? Okuwonyezebwa kw'amaka gw'ekika kw'ennyumba yo. Nengamba tujja kusobola kutuuka ku kuwonyezebwa, katusooke tutandikire the source. If you know the genesis of everything, it's very easy for you to have to break up those genesis or to uproot all. It's good to uproot all the taproots and all the roots than cutting the branches. Some of the things which are not, things are not, they are still in our families. You people in Buganda or in Uganda, you have what you call mutuba tree. I don't know whether we have it in this where they get backcloth. Those people in Africa, they know what backcloth is. But I don't know how you call it in English or in the terminology of tree families. I don't know, but you can imagine another tree, any tree from like a Sudan, you have trees where there is sap. And when it's like here in UK or in America or in other European countries, you can find that during winter, slowly, completely, you can find a tree and you find that as if the tree is what? Has dried up. But the moment springs and autumn suns, you can find that they sprung out and they get new what? New leaves. Am I correct? So the same thing, I wanted to explain to you what is this thing happens. That when you cut branches, it's like somebody with the mutua tree, that it is like you have it, but when you cut here and you let all the branches fall down, those branches will dry and will be burned. Okay? Those branches will be burned and everything will be. But this stem will remain standing. And this stem which is going to remain standing, when the rains comes, what happened? This rains, after everything, it will start again. And you can see new branches. And if not only new branches, again you can find that you can find that also some branches can start from the other roots, out of the inside of the other roots, from the roots, other branches can start from there. Amatabi oba ensibuko oba they can shoot up from the roots. Nabatandika okumera ekipya. Unless you uproot, unless you remove everything, unless you remove all the roots, and unless you dig deep and deep and you remove also the taproot. That's the way, that's how you can completely do away what was planted in a family. Okuggyako ng'oggyeyo emiranda gyonna n'oggyeyo buli kimu n'osima wansi n'oggyeyo n'omulandira ogwo ogwa taproot ogw'omumakkati, oyo yokka w'osobola okuggya kyonna ekyateekebwa mu maka w'amafamily. But always what we do, through the prayers, we cut the branches. We cut off the branches. And when we cut off the branches, we think that we have done everything. If you go back to your family, you can find this thing that 2-3 years things have been sold good and normal. The following year things becomes tough, and when you enter into the prayer and things start like stabilizing in one another. Then after 2 years things comes back, or everything as it was like at first. Bw'osaba olaba ng'ebintu bino ebiteredde. N'ofuna omulimu n'emufuna obufumbo buli byonna, endemindo obufumbo ne bufa emirimu ne gifa n'oddayo. Nga always you will be praying and praying and breaking and breaking and breaking, and things are not working the way you want. Why? Because the genesis, the root cause of everything is still standing in the family. It's still standing in the family. When we talk about the family is so big and somehow is big. You go back to the beginning and say the grandpa, grandma, the children, that is the father and mother, then the children, that is the boys and girls, and the grandchildren and the grandchildren, and the grandpa, grand. Jjajja wa jjajja, jjajja azaala taata oba azaala maama, kati awo n'oteekawo maama ne taata, n'oteekawo abaana, bw'ova ku baana n'oteekawo abazzukulu, bw'ova ku bazzukulu n'oteekawo abazzukulu. Mukama mulungi. And you can see that there's something which is very common. You see people who go for marriage. People are going for marriage. All right, these things sometimes they resemble each other. You can find that when a person gets a pattern, you go back and make some analyzing this thing. You find that if the lady had a problem in their family on the side of the lady, when she gets a man, almost they have some more similar problem. If they decide there's those chronic sickness, you find that again that lady, I don't know how things come to work out. You find the same thing to the other side. Oh, what a check now. That chemistry, I don't know, and I'm still making a search on it. And if there's there's something which is not very good within the other side of the man, you can find again somehow similarity, some small things can be almost the same to this side. If there is anger on the side of the man, you can also find anger on the side of a woman. If there is so many things, and you can find that now what these two people are carrying automatically, the poor child who's going to be born between is going to be the victim. And always, when you ask your mom or your dad, Daddy, what happened? When the poor man, this man, has no answer to give, why is like that? Or why she's like that? Why? Because she or he is innocent. And also you are innocent. And life must continue. Do you understand? Do you get it? You try to figure out and see what I'm trying to put on the nti kizibu nnyo okusanga ng'oludda olumu luteredde. Abantu abasinga they see that the other side of the woman they are rich, so they can help the man. That richness can be only for the father of the what? Your wife. And does not mean that the family member of the side of your wife are like her father. No. There are some similarities between come together. And sometimes if it's like if the family is, if there's a lot of negativity in the family, if there's a lot of assets in the family, it's very easy to find a woman when their family are full of witchcraft. It's very easy to allocate the man where there's also witchcraft in their side. If there's a lot of curses in the man's side, I don't know why again you can find this man will be getting the same woman with curses to their side. How is the evil bring these things together? I don't know. But the good thing, what I know, that God is so powerful and so big more than what is happening in our family line, and is ready to heal us. That is Isaiah 41. Isaiah 41 verses 10. Isaiah 41 verses 10. Isaiah 41 verses 10, he said, "Do not be afraid, I am with you. I am your God, let nothing terrify you. I will make you strong and I will help you. I will protect you and save you." It is God himself. This word, this prophetic word are from God. Do not be afraid. Don't be shaken because your family there is barren, your family there is a curse. No, they are there, but be the first person. Be the first person to break something which has been in your family for 200 years. Be the first person to show that things are possible. And that thing, it is Mark chapter 9 verses 23. Mark chapter 9 verses 23. If yourself can, everything is possible for the person who has faith. Yes, Jesus said, if you yourself can, everything is possible for the person who has faith. If you go to other Bible in Uganda, bw'oba n'okukkiriza manya byonna bisoboka. If you have faith, everything what? Possible. The things, the roots, the chains in our family can be broken down if you have faith. But does not mean that you just go and say, since I've learned something, let me start this and this. No. You must strengthen yourself in faith, in God, in spiritual growth, slowly by slowly, and the Lord will lead you. Second, when you come back to our family line and see what was there, whatever small history That's why always we ask you people, to get some small history from your family line, to get some small history. Whatever small history you get from the side of your mom, from the side of your dad. Some people completely they don't know the history of their family, the way their family is existing, and becomes a problem for them to undo the chains of the evil one, to undo, to break down the chains of the evil one. Because if you don't know any history, meaning it will be not very easy for you to break. But you go back and you see there's a book which I have. There's this statement: if you have a problem, accept that you have a problem. Then be sincere about yourself that there's a what? A problem. Then you go and look for the problem, the root cause of what? The problem. You will go everywhere looking for someone to help you to do away that problem. That problem will never go. Unless you yourself, me myself, have accepted that I have a what? A problem. For example, a problem of marriage. When I look into my family, there's no marriage, but we have children. Kawundo kakubye ki? I don't know how you can interpret it in English. But this is the thing that you have found a man on the street and you have accepted it, then you move on. And you start the marriage. You start can I call to marriage again? Maybe. And from there you start producing children. And from there you find that you have 10 children, you have 20, but you are still looking forward to that maybe one day it will happen. Mhm. Another thing about prosperity. As much as you're trying and trying and trying, doing, and you have been running to many businesses, from this business to another business, from the other business to another business, you have tried your level best with the many businesses, but up to now you have never conquered any business in your family or in yourself within your ogezaako nga bw'osobola n'okola bizinesi ezisoboka zonna n'okoze kiri naye mwana wattu up to now you're still struggling. And other struggles, you can be with a lot of struggling in life. You're struggling like friends. Like friends. You cannot last with friends. They come and they go, they come and they go, they come and they go, they come and they go. And there's no you can explain about it. There's no you can explain. As much as please call your friend to join us, because what I'm talking today, tomorrow it might not become back. You find that always in many things, like you yourself, be like me, Brother Henry. You can find from the light, from the beginning when I started acknowledging, and I feel that now I can open at age of 10, at age of 12, up to now. When you go back, when you go and do some small research within your family, your dad and your mom, you can find that what your mom will struggle to put food, or your dad is struggling, or single mother, or single father. I have a man, he's a friend of mine, he's from South Africa. Like 3 months back, we were chatting and told him that, brother, I think God never created me to be a married person. I said, why? He told me that, brother, I'm here. I'm a man of integrity. I've done everything. I'm very faithful. I have 3 children. Mm-hmm. But do you know that I've never been with the mothers of these children? 2 children in one mother and in one home, and another 3 with two women. But I've been looking to see that I can get a good person for me. One who came to me and we started a relationship. It was doing well. We opened the business for her, and she was doing well. Out of the blue, this person who is making chapati, he's the one who came and took away my what? My wife. I said, how? Where were you? He said, the man came back and said, I think because I was not her tribe. I was not her tribe, so he found that there's no way he can, because the parents say, even if you bring a chapati man or a boda man, this is our tribe mate. So she left like that because I was not originated from South Africa. Then I accepted. Then I went to my pastor, to my spiritual director, and we discussed about it. So we are friends because of children. Again, I got another one. Then this one was she was working, she was doing well, and we moved for 3 years, and we got one child. Out of the blue, something came, and the woman ran mad. And this man concluded by asking me, am I the problem? Or the problem is from these two people? If you were you, how can you answer? Is he a problem? The other one left because of trouble, because tribal. And this one, the woman ran mad, and they went, and that's what the end. Then ask him to give me time, and he said, brother, I thank God that I got time, I got chance to get in my life. But what I'm going through, you don't know. You don't know. It can be you who are watching me or listening to me. I don't know what you are going through within your family. There are many things in the family up to now that some of us, we have no answer and you can't explain. But every day, every night, every morning, the afternoon, things sometimes go astray, things like that. People are not talking to each other. When they talk as if they are quarreling. They are bitter to each other. Yet they are coming from same womb. Because we have not come to the beginning or to the source or to the genesis of what is happening, these things will continue until so your life ends. Paka na obulamu bwe bunaakola ki? Bunaggwaawo. Nkusaba odde tuddeyo tutunuulire. Let us go back and look into these things. Instead of complaining that there is a lot of bleeding in the country, there's a lot of bleeding in the community, there's a lot of bleeding in our family. Every time the way the death occurs in our family, it's a lot of question in our family with the death. The way people die, the way people run mad, the way the people lose their jobs, their businesses, the way the people are lost their materialism and everything, their richnesses. Before complaining and before bring everything on the table, before looking for someone to help you, you yourself. Yesterday, I left you with some questions. You can find as much as you are working, there's a loophole somewhere, which cannot allow you, as much as you are so strong in faith, as much you are so strong in religious, There's something which is eating you. What is that thing which is eating you in your family? In your family. People are struggling. People are facing a lot of challenges. And today, people are saying, if you want to become rich, you must struggle, you must suffer, you must work hard. And you find people are working because of getting rich. And yesterday we saw what happened with Adam after disobeying God. What God told Adam. Well, some of our family members we have the same issue. I give an example of a certain family. I went there for cleansing, and actually, all our family members, some of our family houses, our family homes, our family, they need what we call cleansing. I don't know whether you know what cleansing is. If you have the Google, you can go and Google and say the prayer of cleansing the house. They are there, but does not mean that you need to go and cleanse your house yourself. No, but they are there. I want to bring the thing very clear. What I'm saying, that it's open. When I went into that family, actually, I found that eight girls, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, were at home. All of them, they were at home. And the old one, the young one was 25. The rest, the other one, the old one was 45. In the middle, like three of them, the only girls with the children. Now the 5 had no children, all of them. The mother was crying, and the father was not crying, but was without of questions in his mind, in his head, that really what did I do to the Lord? Funny enough, also his brother had 3 boys, but also the 3 boys also were at home, working and come back home. Imagine, working and they come back home. Nothing to establish, nothing completely. And they used to have, I think they used to have money, because their jobs were good paying. But see, the boys of the brother to this man, all of them, the 3 were working. None of them had a baby or a child or a woman. Now also this woman the same, and this man the same. I don't know what happened, but all of them were girls. 8. Something was not good. Something was not good. I'm not God and I cannot judge, but the boat was not balancing well. But imagine all of them. The one who tried to have, they had children, but one has 2, one, another one I think 3. But all of them with their grands were at home. Imagine, now all the burden came back home, and they used to pray. They used to pray and pray and pray. When they called me, I remember I went with my cross, because I told them I'm a Catholic, and they said we are Anglican. I said, don't worry about your religion, so long as you have faith. And the man said, brother, I think we have faith more than you. We don't mind about who is he, but we want to see how can we overcome this situation. So, to cut the story short, we went for prayers. And the woman was crying. Plus some of the girls were crying. As we are praying and praying, the Lord gave us a vision. And the vision, there was a tree. I remember very well. In that tree, there was a small kavera. Then I asked the man, do we have any tree around us? Say, brothers, you see, this is our compound and the Chikomera. Can you see? We don't have any what? We don't have any tree. The tree which we have, that is avocado. Only, okay, there was avocado and the mango tree. So those are the trees we have. But because what we saw in the vision was not among this avocado and the mango tree, so we had to pray to intercede so that the Lord can bring the real liberation. The real liberation. Then when we went into prayers, now what happened? The mango tree revealed. Then the man said, brother, yes, nothing completely. But anything you have seen, if to cut it off, I'm ready. We can cut it off. Then I said, before you cut off, let us go for 9 days in prayer and you come with the truth. We went back. This time I went with the priest. I remember I went there with the priest. Father George is from Luwero, not of Kampala. So we went there for prayers. Went there for cleansing. When we start cleansing, the first time we had that cleansing prayer, then we enter into the house, and we had to repent and ask forgiveness on behalf of our ancestors and our forefathers of the family. As we started, the younger daughter fell down and started crying. When she was crying, she was bringing the names of the what? Of the family. And the dad was so pissed and he said, but all the names she's talking about, these are the names of my grannies. And they did long ago. And some of the names are from my wife's side. And these people, they've never seen these people. Then we continue prayers and we continue praying. Then again, the revelation opened clearly after 6 hours in prayer. And we saw again this kavera came back. Then I asked the father to start going around the tree and they get the salt. We got the salt. We spread the salt around the tree and the holy cloth and the holy what? And the breast water. Then we had to sit there. In the morning, the tree was down with all the what? The roots. Because the Chibuyaga came last night. Empewo yali y'amaanyi n'asuula muti. So when the tree fell down, we went and we found the kavera. So we had to let the Shamba boys, were 3 of the family, came to help us because they are from the neighbors. They came and they helped us to do some prayers. Then after that, after removing the kavera, we found the names, and we had to put it on there under the altar as we are celebrating the mass. We took another 4 hours praying in a deeper way. Then we left the place. Then after 2 years, these children started engaging, and today, as I'm speaking, nobody is at home. After breaking the bondage of marriage in what? In that family. So these people were praying and they were not knowing that there's a tie which is tying them not to go for marriage. Yet these people, the man, the dad, the woman, and the woman, the dad and the mother were church people and they were married in church. But see now, the children were not married until we undo, we untie that bondage which was not allowing them for marriage. Something can happen to you without knowing. Something can happen to you without knowing. For example, as much as you are trying for prospering, for doing business, things aren't working for you. Things aren't working for you. Not only that, maybe not only business. As much as you are looking for job, you can find that you have been, since you started working, maybe today you are on the 8th job. You know? Oh, since you start after finalize your education up to now, you are still looking for a job. Oh, whatever you started your own life after failing. Not only you, but it could be your line, and all of you, the family people are educated, but nobody you can lean on. Nobody you can lean on, and you don't know why. So it's good to first go back and say, wait a minute, before what is happening today in my life, is there any problem? Is there any problem? You can call your many friends to join us. Please, as you feel, if you will, that you want, you can call your friend to join us and try to like and try to comment as much as possible and try to share. Please share as much as possible. Many people, they don't know they are living in a life of whereby they are pretending. They are pretending that the life is fine for them. Kumbe, the life is not good at all. But they are pretending. When they go outside, they put on what we call plastic smile. Some they pretend. They can go and buy nice dresses, nice clothes, and when they put on those, you feel that the person is in a better life, is living a better life. Yet that very person is struggling. There's a lot of questions on her here in her minds. Why? Because when you go back from the family, it's the same. Some of these things can skip from your granny to the children or to grandchildren. Am I clear? Are we together? As I told you at first, before complaining, we can go back and see in Exodus chapter 3. In Exodus chapter 3, from verses 7. Ngenda kwangua. The Lord said to Moses, I've seen how cruel my people are being treated in Egypt. I have heard them crying out to be restored from their slavery drivers. I know all about their sufferings, and so I have come down to rescue them from Egyptian and to bring them out of Egypt to the land, one which is rich and fertile. Have you heard? Meaning God Himself knows everything that you are going through. And you have cried enough. You have cried. Some of you have left your countries because of looking for green pasture. But majority things aren't working the way you would love to. Okay? Some of you have entered into marriage thinking that maybe you are going to be the candle for your what? For your family. Some of you have entered into school looking way out, so that maybe after schooling I'm going to help my father. I've seen how my father, how hard it is to bring food on the table. And you want to make things right. You want to start maybe bring difference in a family. But look, after school also you are like your father or like your what? Your mother. There's no difference. Again, you're still crying. Some of you see, we have a lot of debts. But when you go back, you find also your dad died with debts. And your grand also died with the debts. Some of you can find that people have who sing all their things because of so that they can get loans and everything. I'm not saying that you do not sow, but I'm bringing exactly what is on the what? On the ground. That there is no way you can come out from debts, yet your family line is full of what? People they don't risk of debts. And you find yourself debts are there. And when they ask you how these debts are accumulated, you don't have answer to bring on the table. You don't have, but you have more than 2-3 debts. You have the debts of 1 million, you have the debts of 800, you have the debts of 10 million, and all of them you know that you are going to do what? To pay. And you have that zero paying. But when you go back to your bed and you sit on your bed, then you start asking yourself where you are going to get the money to pay these debts. And if they ask you, what have you done within these debts? Then you don't have any answer again. When you ask, really, you got a loan of 20 millions, but what have you done within 20 million? When you don't have what? You don't have a name. You can't give. And you find that you spend this money in petty things, minor things. Minor things. Let us go back and see how things becomes worse on us. You can go back and you can find that again, what you are going through today is the same thing your mother went through, your daddy went through, or your grandpa or your grandma also went through. If there's a lot of shooting today, you can find that the people shooting is the same way what they had in their beginning. If of suffering, you can find that when you go back, you can find that say your grandpa he suffered, your grandma. Ngatuwa what you are suffering, you can't compare to what they suffered. And for you want to escape suffering. Yes, that suffering is from somewhere. Are we together? Do you understand what I'm trying to bring on? So before complaining, before you want the Lord to do away the thing, before you need to learn this thing slowly by slowly. That when you start your prayer, the prayer will work for you. God is good. The prayer cannot work for you because here the Lord Himself, these people suffered 400 years. The people of Israel, they suffered 400 years. Why? By paying the tribute of their fathers. They were paying back what their father did. They suffered 400 years in Egypt. And they had nothing. They were innocent. Until God himself said, I've seen how my people are suffering in Egypt. I want to save them. I want to rescue them. Because of pride, because of the sin, even if the God helped them to come out from Egypt, in their own way going to the promised land, again, they disobeyed God. And they spent 70 years from Egypt to the Holy Land. 70 years suffering. Why? Because God wanted to do everything for them. But for them, they had that pride. The sin was moving with them. God himself created people to come to them, prophets, but we are not listening to them. And again, when they entered into the Holy Land, again they disobeyed. They had a lot of disobedience there. See, all this suffering. Remember, from Adam to Abraham, what happened when Abraham, if you read Genesis, the way Gomorrah and Sodom started from. Noah. This is all these are what? Disobedience. Until the dove with Jacob going to the Egypt with what? With his children. And they started a new what? A new journey. So all these things which happen to us is not just a mere things. No, there is a source. When you continue, see, with Genesis, ndikupi kumaliriza ndaye mutasobola okudduka nagenda kumaliriza. Genesis. Where's my copy? Wow. Genesis chapter 18, verses 9 to 14. Then they asked, where is your wife Sarah? She is there in the tent, he answered. One of them said, 9 months from now, I will come back and your wife Sarah will have a son. Sarah was behind and at the door of the tent. Listening, Abraham and Sarah were very old, and Sarah had stopped having her monthly periods. So Sarah laughed to herself and said, now that I am old and worn out, can I still enjoy sex? And besides, my husband is too old too. Then the Lord asked Abraham, why did Sarah laugh and say, can I really have a child when I am so old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? As I said, 9 months from now, I will return and Sarah will have a son. Because Sarah was afraid, she denied it. I didn't laugh, she said. Yes, you did, he replied. Mukama mulungi. Have you heard this? Sarah, she was 84 years. and she had no child. I think there was like a curse of not giving birth. It was like a barren. He was barren, and everything was wet as tree. And she was like complete. She was not expecting any good news for her. Why? Because she was too old. That's why she was asking herself, is it true? Maybe you and me, in one way or another, let us give that picture of a barren woman in our daily lives. That not only barren of being not with children, but other things. That you don't assume that nothing can come to pass for you. And you're not expecting to say that there's some good news for you. And almost you have lost everything. You have lost everything. And you're not expecting anything comes to pass. You are like a Sarah, doubting completely. But here, the angel, this man, after giving his prophecy by saying that 9 months from now, I'll come back and your wife Sarah will have a son. Maybe the same prophecy towards you. Osanga era ye prophecy emu gy'oli. The day is coming. The day is coming. And that day will be a new day for you. Excuse me. That day, it will be a day like other days. There is coming where you will testify that God has done it for you. I think Sarah, when she conceived, she was one among the happiest lady in the world. At age of 80. At age of 80, was among the happiest lady in the world. 2006, 2007, 2008, myself, I witnessed a woman of 52 years who gave birth. 52 years. Women, you can understand what I'm saying. After, if you go over 40, now you start trying, doubting yourself. But when you enter into 50s, meaning it's done. This lady was crying as she came. I had a night program at Chwamini. By day we are coming from Nakasongola. The number was big, and I remember that day, that night, in Kuba Yatonya. During prayers, after in the morning, as we are concluding, the woman did say, come and say, brother, I'm tired of crying every time. I said, what is the problem? She told him that, brother, ngenda kufanga sizadde mwana. Then I say, what do you want? Nabuuliza mu nnyindo zinsumbuwa. So we prayed over her, and I said, may the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Abraham and Sarah be with you. And we left. By then, she was 50. She was coming to 51. She was 51. We left. They were married in church. After trying all artificial scientific ways and they failed, now the woman came back to church. After those prayers, in a normal way, just simple prayers, I went back to Nakasongola. Then almost like a year without seeing this woman. Then it happened, the woman came back to another, but then we have translated to today the prayers from night to Misana. Then she came with a baby of like 9 months, around there. She came and said, "Brother, I want to give a testimony." With her old man, their husband, they came together. The good thing were both they were Catholic. Then say, "Brother, this is this is the son." I said, "The son? What do you mean? What do you want to say?" Do you remember you prayed for us? I said, "When and where?" We came here, blah blah. It was night. We had the overnight, and you had that prayers. I said, "What happened?" "Brother, we got a child, and this is the child. It was amazing." I looked into their eyes, both of them, the man and the woman, were crying. Me, I thought maybe it is a grandson, or I thought maybe they went into a certificate thing. They said, "Brother, we tried that certificate thing, nothing worked out." But when we came that very overnight, we had the prayers in Kuya Tonya. Netukuba fena watuga ati tuvaawo nemwa nze nayogera nti ye. Then they went back. What happened? That the rain cleansed them. When they went back home, yes, they got a child. And up to now, these two couple, they are still together. They are very old. See, you can count 2007 up to now. But they are living together. The man is doing well. The boy is doing well. And they had one child up to now. They still have that child. And the child also loves God. The child also loves God. So, I'm trying to bring these things of the Bible. When God, the Lord said to Abraham, "Why did your son laugh and say, can I really have a child when I am too old?" Then God said, is there anything too hard for the Lord? Is there anything too hard for the Lord? So, because there's nothing too hard for the Lord, you and me, as we are going for prayers now, there's nothing too hard for you to break in your family. Everything you can break them. Unknown and known. Unseen and seen. Untouchable and touchable. These three things you can. It's you to kutandika okwekiririzamu. Again, I want to leave you with some question, with someone an assignment to do for me. I told you we are going story by story. There are things which has been happening in your family which you don't know. Yeah, they are there. But there's signs and symptoms which tells you there are things which aren't Which aren't easy to break down. That there is signs in your family, in your life, and you have those signs, which means that either there is problems, there is curses, there is evil, or something tormenting you. Am I clear? I would love to ask you kindly to go and look for and see these signs or these symptoms, because we see that if you see signs or symptoms in your life, just know that there is a problem. Like the sign of backsliding in things you are doing, the sign of failure, the sign of losing hope, that you are like you are losing hope, you don't seem that things can work for you again. You see now you are in a total mess. You can't make it. As much as you are trying, you feel you are a failure. And people are calling you sort of names. A sign of difficult in your life. Difficult. Like this problem has happened in your life. After this problem, there's another problem. After this problem, there's another problem. From this problem, there's another problem. This problem, there's another what? Problem. That's the sign. Either from this challenge, there's another challenge. Before solving this challenge, something else has what? Has come out from one thing to another. Clear? There is another sign I wanted you people to look at. Rejection. Rejection. Unwanted. Not being appreciated in things you are doing. Even if you do good things to people, people never appreciate you. Either people never recognize that you are there. They can be there to use you and to dump you. You are there for them. You are like steps for them to come to reach where they want to reach. There's that sign. You work and you work hard and you work for people, and you find that another sign is like you work and you find maybe you are like at workplace, at your job place, then you can find that always the new people are coming, are promoted. Yet for you, you are there stagnant. You are there. Or your children at school, they're in a medium. There is no improvement. Or you yourself, when there's no improvement in things you're doing. There's no improvement. As much as you are working, as much you are trying, as much you have put all your effort. Another thing I want you to look at, when you find every time that where there's a problem, you find yourself there. And if they start are choosing, you become a victim. And they say you are the one. Even if you don't know why and you don't know what happened, but you find yourself there locating to you. Okay? Another sign. It's like you start things in a proper way and you see things are what? Are growing, or things are working. But in the middle way of seeing that, hey, seems there's something good is coming. Everything doing what? Go down, and you're starting again. It's like when you start a poetry, birds. And actually, in the time of like you are going to settle them, something happens, either sickness, disease comes in, or anything comes, and you find that all the birds are what? Are dead. Mhm. And you find yourself in the trouble of paying the debt. And who caused the debt? Because you got this you got this money for business. After business, you pay back the what? Now look, two things at once. The buyer died, yet you have to pay what? The debt. That is sign of poverty. Sign of failures. Okay? All the things which I'm talking about does not mean that you're not working and you're not earning. No. Oh, what I'm talking does not mean that you are not there. You can be in a marriage, but the marriage is not prospering. You can be in a business. You can be at work, but you can find a way that only spending. You understand all the spending, side of spending. Those are some of the signs which you need to look at before. These are the signs you need to look at before. Am I saying to someone there? Am I knocking someone's head? I don't know. If you are there, I'm sorry. But that's the reality. Because nga tumaliza esaala zino njaga at least ngomanyi kyosabira. I would love to know that what you're praying is coming out. Okay. The two last signs. One, this is the sign that always there's a sign of backwardness. That the people are promising you, but they don't fulfill what they have promised. People can promise you to help you. People can promise to be there for you. People can promise so many things. But none of them have ever fulfilled what? Am I there? Then the last one. This is the sign. It's not very easy to understand. But always, if you go back in your life, you find that you will be the last person either to get or to achieve in everything you are looking at. You have the dream, and after people whom you are working with, you find that it's like in payment. They can pay all the people, and you find that you are the last person to be think about to be paid for. Even if you put their request that you people, I need my payment, you can find that you become the last one to think about. And if not so, or they will be bringing excuses. And you find that they enter into another what? Another month. And if you struggled and you started complaining, that's when they come and they give you something and say, hey, thank God, since they have given you. Or what take care? Do you understand it? Those are the things as you are going for sleep tonight to think about. Story by story, tujja kubimanya. We shall know everything. Why? Because many people, they have tried and they are asking themselves, why? And you can find people just only they tip it on just one tip it and things work for them. Everything is working for them in a simple and in a just a break of the eye. Things working. Yes, you can find that this person you can be educated more than them. Have you ever heard of seeing when you are a senior a degree holder and your boys is a senior forever. It's very stupid and very true. You find that your boss is a senior forever, is a P7 leaver, and you're a degree holder. And you say, my boss, oh daddy, oh mommy. When you don't recognize them, you can be fired. You have a degree, but the degree is not helping you, or it's not working for you. I'm not saying that start kicking everything out from your life and keep you out. No, but I'm just giving the picture where the world is. And not only that, you can find that the person also is a key holder, a degree holder, and you're a master, or you are a diploma, or you are also a degree holder. But again, you are smart more than your boss. You are very smart. And you are making your boss a great person, yet you are a donkey. You are working like a donkey. I'm not hitting anybody, but I'm just putting on the top on something on the table. Oh, I'm sorry, I've left one thing. When you have this sign, when you find every time you're in tears, my brothers and sisters who are looking and watching or listening, you can see people putting on nice dresses and marching out. But when they come back on their houses and they sit down, you don't know what they are sitting on. Some they are sitting on fire. Some really they're sitting on fire. People who are staying in the Middle East there, you know what I'm saying. When they come and you do TikTokers and whatever, people they are seeing you, you are in love, you are what, they think that you are fine. But when you go back in the hiding place, you know what you are going through. And when you meditate upon your life, you can find exactly the same thing to your family. You left your family to have a breakthrough. But when you reach there, again, this spirit is following you. And the way they treat you. Do you get me? So we have so many things we need to look at, we talk about. We still have so many things so that we can upload everything. Unless we upload the tap load, unless we upload the loads and put everything on outside on the top so that we can band everything, we are still cutting the what? The branches. And when the rain comes, they grow up again. My brothers and sisters, we shall eat slowly by slowly. Let us go slowly by slowly. I feel that the Lord can do something great for you. I feel the Lord can open new door for you. You are innocent. I'm innocent. We don't know what happened. We are not the one who told our mom and our dad to be member of their families. No, it was God's will. And since it was God's will for us to come this way, maybe for your family, you are going to be the first person to raise a prayer which is going to break your family, which is going to bring a new life in your family. But here, we need a lot of repentance. Some of our family need a lot of repentance. Why? Because we do not know. We don't know. Me, I know that you can make it. You can be a strong tree. You can be a standing pipe. You can be an angel. you can be a spiritual warrior in your family. I told you that when you start praying, one day I was praying for my family, and I was not aware what is happening in my family. I was just praying for my family because my uncle on the side of my father, the children were there, but all of them were not married. Yeah, they had children. When I interceding for them, to the point of leaving my bed alone, and I go down on the floor. Remember, but then it was Leo Summit. And you just put there a mat, and you say, Lord, either it is mosquito or not, but I'm here, I'm going through this on behalf of my family. That's why sometimes I tell you people, if I'm ready to pray, to intercede with you, I don't want these things that, brother, pray for me. What about you? Let us go together. Let us join together. Let us intercede together. Maybe you got brothers. If it needs a suffering, let us suffer together. If we suffer together on behalf of your family, who knows that the day is coming and your family will get something from your prayers. I feel pity when I find that some of the families, some of the families, they are too educated, but there's nothing. Only one person. That person can be a girl. It's only that lady who is still holding the family. Today might be you who is watching, and you are the one who's holding the family. And the family member, they do not mind about what is happening. And even if you talk about this thing, they don't want to know. They just say, period. And you feel a lot of anger, you feel a lot of pain, you feel a lot of deep, and you ask yourself, really, what happened? And your family member, they do not see these things. They're not enjoying life, they're not fine, but they cannot see it. Oh, they've closed already. And they say, I've started in my family, whatever happens. Some people can be rich at first, but the end becomes wow. They can buy big. I've seen many people, they buy big houses, they live in a luxurious life, but when you find them today, they have gone back to their real life because that bondage is still carrying them. So even if today you are somewhere, you have everything, does not mean that you have kicked out the what? The ball. No, the bondage is still there. Today you can be rich 10 years, 20 years, the 41th year, everything around, and you go back, Leo poverty. And you find also your children are following you. I think today we can stop here. We can stop here. Some of you are still enjoying, and you can say, brother, no, you can continue. No, we are going to, that's why I say our prayer, we are going to have this prayer. Tomorrow, we are going to have, tomorrow we are going to start with the prayers. With these 2 days, we have not praying the way we would be a warrior. But I want you to start to become a warrior. Spiritual warrior. A warrior, we need to do this thing. We need to finish the story of fear. If you want to become a warrior, this story of fear, you need to stop it in your life. You need to stand whatever is coming, even if you find that they are killing you, they are finishing you, you remain stand. Why am I saying so? After this prayer, or as we are quoting with this prayer, many things is going to start happening. Why? Because you are going to scratch people's backs. You are going to hit fire somewhere. You are going to lit fire somewhere. You are going to lit fire somewhere. And you are going to, when you have a wound, the way the doctor, the nurses know how you do it. When you have not given any painkiller for this person, the person can burst into tears loudly because of the what? The pain. Now there's something connecting with the pain that is going to happen in your family because of this prayer. Because of this prayer. It's already done, it's already started. Now people, they can start, what is this? What is that? You will be hearing many things happening. But I'm requesting you that you need to have faith. The faith and this sort of fear must stop. And get ready to kulumba, to encounter anything. Things which you know and things which you don't know. Things which is happening today and things which will happen. As me, Brother Henry, I've encountered many things. I've seen many things. Nothing, I think, it is new in my life. Nothing. Either it is Lucifer, is Savon. I've seen people who have like snakes. I've seen people who have returned to so stupid animals. I've seen many things in prayer of deliverance. So nothing is going which can shake me. No. Because I know the evil is very active, but my God is so powerful more than him. Amen. So tomorrow, try as much as possible, you come earlier. Tomorrow, try as much as possible, you come earlier. Well, I would love to start at exactly 10:30 Uganda time. I'm sorry to start like that because here it will be like 8:30. You see the difference. So that's why I'm starting. I can't start at 7:30 because again, also I'll be in prayers. Abba Father, I want to thank you for today. I want to thank you for opening our eyes. I thank you for allowing us to be on this line. I thank you for accepting us to attend. I thank you, Father, for giving us this opportunity. Lord, bless those people with the data. I know it's not easy, but bless them with the data, bless them with the Wi-Fi, bless them with all the possible ways so that we can continue with this family healing. Bless them in a mighty way. Reveal to them, visualize them, either into dreams or what, that they can see why are they suffering, why are they meeting challenges, difficulties, failureism, meeting the life hard. Father, open their eyes, their inner eyes to see. Give us the strength. Protect us during this night so that nothing can happen to us when we are sleeping. The evil has no authority. But as you tell us in Luke 10:19, that you gave us authority. You gave us authority. Give us authority tonight. Father, give us authority tonight. Give us to dream good dreams. Bless us in a mighty way. Protect us. Be with us through Christ our Lord. Amen. Before I close up the the before I close up, you can take these readings and you try to, as much as possible, to read them. Isaiah 41:10, Psalms 91, 1 to 16, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 19, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verses 15, Exodus chapter 15, verses 26, James chapter 5, verses 15, and that is James. I made a mistake like a Jane. It is James. James 5:15. Luke chapter 10, verses 19. Jeremiah chapter 30, verses 17. Isaiah chapter 53, verses 1 to 12. Philippians chapter 4, verses 6. All these readings I gave, it's about family healing. When you read, there is repentance, there is healing, there is collecting people from slavery. So try to look and pray. Go, let it be the prayer. You can get one thing and you pray about it, making a prayer in that verse. That if the Lord, you say that you are my God, you are my Lord, you are my protector, please come and intervene. Good morning, and I wish you a good night, all of you. Thank you very much, especially those people who have managed to come. Tomorrow, please bring your other people or your friends and your family people to join us. What we are learning, it's for you. What you are learning, it will help you. Me, I know that if there's consistency in this prayer, after learning and after getting this topic, and you go back and you stand in the between, you are going to see the achievement, you are going to see the cause, you are going to see the fruit. The time is coming when we are going to go into the deeper of prayer. This time when we start prayers, now I'm trying to teach you, to give you teachings. Now the time is coming for us. But just know that as I'm teaching again, the power of the Lord is moving. The power of the Lord is moving, and God is with you. Okay? So, good night. Thank you for who have been on and who have helped us so that we can learn this ministry. See, what we are learning is so good and so powerful, so we need your support. May God bless you. God bless you. Bye-bye.